Good morning. Welcome back to the Red Mic. Happy Monday. It is September 15th, 2025. Glad you're here. Red Mic messages are leadership and life lessons picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. Today's Red Mic message: moral courage. Going back to a discussion about John Wooden. In 1948, John Wooden, who was then coaching at Indiana State University, he had a defining moment. His team had earned an invitation to the NAIB, the National Association of Intercollegiate Basketball Tournament. It's a big deal. But the NAIB at that point in time, well, they banned black players. They barred them, rather. Wooden's team had a guy, and his name was Clarence Walker, a black athlete. Wooden refused to leave him behind. He chose to decline the invitation rather than compete in a segregated tournament. It cost him and his team a chance at national exposure and, of course, a potential championship. Wooden never explicitly said, if we can't all play, then none of us are going to play. But his actions spoke louder than him actually saying that. His stand reflected his commitment to integrity and fairness. And those values, they really defined his career, even before his legendary success at UCLA, where he later won 10 NCAA championships. That is leadership. That's integrity. That's not just coaching. That's not just strategy. That's moral courage. Similar story, but on a different perspective. I have an African-American fraternity brother, and I love him like family. We were at an organization fair at our university, and that, if you've been to college, it's one of those things where every group has a booth and they're talking about, well, we do this and we do that, and here's some pictures of some stuff we did, and here's some pamphlets. You know, you've been there, right? It's like a trade show for college groups, basically. And I overheard another African American student say this to him. He said, "Why are you with them?" Pointing at, the lily white guy next to him. "Why aren't you with your brothers?" He didn't hesitate. He said, "I am. They respect me and they treat me as a brother." He then went on to say, basically, to this guy, um, "You're judging them without knowing them." Man, I will always love the guy for a lot of reasons. That's one of them. He later told me that day that he got comments and questions like that a lot, which I still think is sad. And I've carried that around with me for years because I hope that he knows, because I told him, at the time, but I hope that he knows how much I love him, how much I respect him, not just for being my brother, but for the courage it took to answer that sort of comment with the amount of confidence and boldness that he showed then, to stand tall in who he was and what he believed. That's also a kind of moral courage, I think, because it's easy to talk about values when there's no price attached. It's easy to hang a poster on a wall or write a mission statement that sounds good, but the real test comes when those values cost you something: a win, a promotion, an opportunity, sometimes even a relationship. That's when you find out who you really are. So when you also find out who other people are. John Wooden showed us that moral courage may cost you a trophy, but it preserves trust. My fraternity brother showed me that moral courage isn't always played out under the bright lights. Sometimes it's as quiet and understated and profound as being solid in your beliefs when other people are calling you out for them. So on this Monday, let me leave you with this. Championships are going to fade. I mean, do you remember who won the Super Bowl 6 years ago? I don't. Titles change, recognition passes, but your character, your integrity, your moral courage, that's a scoreboard that never goes away. That's a scoreboard that people will remember you for forever. Even after the lights have faded, even after the crowds have gone, even after that scoreboard has long been turned off. Lead in a way where people trust that you're going to do the right thing when it matters the most. I've talked a lot about John Wooden's lessons, from the structure of his pyramid of success to the soft pillow, his peace of mind, and now to the moral courage that cost him the chance at a championship but cemented his legacy. I've compared his upright pyramid to my own upside down pyramid, and even to the inverted pyramid of Home Depot. They're all different words, they're all different images, but with one truth. Real leadership is about more than winning. It's about more than getting the title. It's about more than recognition. It's about how you serve, about how you show up, and about how you stand tall when it could cost you something, when it could cost you everything. We've seen that in the last week as well. Stand up, have that moral courage to do the right thing, even if it costs you everything. And that's today's Red Mike message. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you find it helpful. I hope you're able to put these things in place in your own life. I love you guys. I appreciate you being here. Happy Monday. Again, September 15th. If you know Daniel Fortner, yesterday was his birthday. We didn't see him. Hopefully we'll see him today. I love you guys. Until next time, as always, life is short. Drink the bourbon. See you tomorrow.